Good morning, everybody. I hope we're all doing good. I'm so excited today because it's time for us to, have some fun. Before we get on with the rest of our days, I hope that we are all doing good. Happy day to everybody. Before I start talking, I just want to say good morning to everybody. I want to thank you all for your unwavering love and support on this platform. I don't take anybody for granted. I appreciate every single one of us because I won't be here without none of you. If you turn on a channel and nobody is watching, what is the point of being on social media? I thank God for everybody's life on this platform. I'm so excited for everybody that is here. And I pray that in 2024, that God is going to really do amazing things in all of our lives, like the things that we've been praying for, the things that we've desired, that He would give us the wisdom to be able to do what we need to do on our part so that we can achieve the successes that we all desire in 2024. And so good morning to everybody. This dry weather is not helping my eyes at all. It's just making my eyes teary. Let me just put my glasses away because now it feels a bit better. Anyway, happy day to everybody. Today, I just wanted us to talk about some of the things that are worth thinking about when you're deciding on who it is that you want to spend your lifetime with. So choosing a lifetime partner, what are some of the things that you need to consider? What are some of the things that you need to think about? What are some of the things that you need to look out for when you're deciding that, do I want to be with this woman? Do I want to spend my lifetime with this man? What are some of the things that I need to be thinking about? This list is not exhaustive because there's so many things to think about and look out for. And they are not in any order of importance. I just woke up this morning and this was the message that I was given to tell or to discuss. And so it's not in any particular order. It just comes to the mind. I write it down and we're talking about it. But I want to believe that most of us who watch this platform believe in a higher source, a supreme being. I believe in God. I'm Christian, born, raised, everything Christian. You might be a Muslim or have some other religion. You have a higher source that you believe in that source. Whatever source you believe in, whatever higher supreme being that you believe in, I think that really factors or goes into everything that you do in this life. Being a Christian, it's important for me and for you if you're listening, whatever religion you are, that the person that you're wanting to spend your life with also has the same beliefs or similar beliefs as you. What do I mean? I'm Christian. If I want to be with somebody equally Christian too, then that means the pair of us must have the fear of God in us. Because if somebody really genuinely fears the Lord or God or your higher source, whatever it might be, it affects the way that the person treats you and how the person behaves. Even these days, people who claim to be atheists, they still believe that there's something, there's some higher power, some higher force that we can't even understand. And so people like that, they at least have the ability to discern what is right from what is wrong. As a child growing up, one of the things that my father always used to say, even till today, is that every human being needs to have a moral compass that guides you on life's journey. If your parents are able to teach you to the point of you realizing that this is good and this is bad, their job is done. What does that mean? Anybody that has a proper moral compass is able to discern right from wrong. You know that if you cheat somebody, it's a bad thing. There's a price to pay for that. If you tell lies, it's a bad thing. There's a price to pay for that. If you take something that doesn't belong to you, stealing is a crime. And there's a price to pay for that. So those basic fundamental core principles, Sister Sarah, good morning. Sister Rose, good morning to everybody that is on this platform. If you have all of those moral, things on a compass that guides your life, where you're able to say, no, I'm not engaging in this kind of thing because this wasn't how I was brought up. This wasn't how I was trained. I can't do this sort of thing. It helps you in your ability to determine whether, I don't steal, I don't lie, I don't cheat, I don't do none of these things. This person that I want to live with, does he also believe in the same things? Does he have the same core values? Does he have the same core principles that I do? The things that I see as wrong, the things that she sees as wrong, do they align with my own, whether you're male or female? These are things that you need to pay attention to. Thing number 2, in this life, when you want to share your life with somebody, je t'aime, I love you. In Chi, you say me do, In my local dialect, ever, you say, oh, Malola, I love you so much, Yeah, love alone is not enough. In relationships, in choosing your lifetime partner, that guy that tells you that they love you, you are the only pomo in my egusi soup. You are the only fish on my banku and tilapia. You are the only wele in my wache. Those people, love alone is not enough. Is this person hardworking? Is this woman, is she hardworking? This man, is he hardworking? Because when you get into this life out here, you have to buy everything. There's an exchange that takes place. That exchange, it involves money. At least on this planet Earth, if you want to live here, you need money to be able to survive. So this man that I want to share my life with, what is his work ethic? Does he even believe that people need to work hard to make money so that we can look after each other? Or is he the sort of person that just thinks that, life is some circus. You just sit around and do nothing. And money somehow falls from trees. This woman that I want to be with, does she understand that everything costs money? And so if she wants to wear Brazilian hair, the latest length, 40 inches or whatever, she has to work for it. Or is this somebody who is just going to be a financial drain? Every day there's some other issue that you have to solve. There are some women today, unfortunately, that think that it's a man's job, like the man that you're marrying or want to spend your life with. He is the poverty alleviation fund captain of your own life. And that person has to come and solve all the problems in you and your own family. If you're that sort of person, if you go through life with that kind of mindset, it's very difficult for you to find a lifetime partner. And for you guys to have a life that is worthy of having, that is going to have progression and take you anywhere in this life. A lot of the sisters have been raised to think that it's a man's job to, as I said, take you out of your poverty. Yeah, the man is the head of the home. He needs to make sure that his wife and children have a roof over their head, they've eaten and all of that. That's the responsibility of the head of the home. But that doesn't mean that as a wife, in today's day and age, you can't also support your husband by equally getting out there and finding a job for yourself. It gives you credibility. It earns you respect. I'm not here saying that I support men who disrespect their wives because they're not working. But sometimes all of that disrespect stems from the fact that the life out there is very difficult. It is helpful when you have somebody that, you guys are lifetime partners. So this is no kind of competition or anything like that, but it helps when the pair of you want to support each other in every sense of the word. Look at how much it costs to pay rent these days. If you live abroad and you've bought a house, Mortgages are going up and up and up and up. Interest rates are going up and up and up all the time. So if there's only one salary coming in, you want this man to pay the mortgage, you want him to buy food, you want him to pay property tax, you want him to pay electricity, water, heating, everything. Pay for your children to go to school. And then look after aging parents back home. If you're African like me, you understand. And support other members of your family. Like this man, doesn't he also have a family? When are you ever going to move forward as a family when there's just one salary coming in? No matter how big that salary is, 2 heads are always better than one. In some situations, when families start having children, especially in the West here, where most families can't even afford to have nannies to look after the children, it can be hard. When the kids are young, the family can decide that it's better for the wife to stay home because all this money that we're going to be paying for nannies and other people to look after the children, maybe your salary is just, all of it is just going to go into that, and the kids may not even get the best of care that they need. So sometimes the couple sit down and decide that, you know what, in this next 5 years, let's just have all the children we're having. Maybe it's 2, it's 3, let's have them. I will stay home and be the stay-at-home mom and look after the children through those short, brief, formative years. As soon as they get to kindergarten and they can go to school, I will go back to work. That's a decision between the couple. But that doesn't mean in this Western world that when a woman decides that she's going to stay home and take care of the children, because if she chooses to go to work, she's going to spend all of her salary paying other people to look after the children, that gives any man the license to disrespect her. This is a family decision. So they decide on that, and then the first 5 years, they do whatever they have to do because it's not cost effective for her to be slaving away at work, and then at the end of the month, hand over all that cash to nanny to look after the children. Some people make that decision. Other women say, no, any break in my career means that I can't recover. So no, I would much rather work hard and give all the money away. At least I'm working. And when these children, get through the first 5 formative years, yeah, then I'll do whatever else I need to do. It's a family decision. You do what works best for you. But the fundamental thing I'm talking about here has to do with both parties understanding that it is not Papa Nkechi's job alone for Papa Nkechi to be the only one that is raising the family or bringing the money or whatever. This is a joint thing that both of us have to do. And my sisters, this is an empowerment year, women empowerment year on this platform. I'm saying this formally. So a lot of the things that I say about us women is to empower ourselves and make us better people. And so if you don't like what I'm about to say here, then maybe this is not the platform for you. We cannot sit around and want respect and men to treat us right. And then you yourself, you're not adding no value to your own self to earn that respect. If you're working hard, and when they're making financial decisions about your family, you can also, also talk some, because you're also contributing to the family's well-being. But if you're sitting around doing nothing, even sanitary towel, it is Papa Nkechi that has to go and buy it for you. You can't afford to do anything. Even common salt, when your cooking and salt is finished, you have to call Papa Nkechi to now bring money to go and buy that salt. After some time, that's just human nature. People get tired at some point and frustrated. People start talking to you any type of way because you're not going, you're not coming. And so it is helpful when, as a woman, you also have some financial status for yourself That when you need salt, Papa Nkechi is in a board meeting. You don't have to wait for Papa Nkechi to be done with his meeting first. We can still make egusi because there is salt at home. You can go and buy that salt and add value to your whole family. You see, when you see family and relationships and marriages as us instead of me, it makes life that much easier. Unfortunately, today, you see a lot of people, it's like the man is competing with the wife is competing with the husband, forgetting that you are two that have become one in this union of yours. And so in choosing your lifetime partner, is this a hard-working woman? This woman, is she hard-working? And you can see it by the way she behaves. So if you are dating somebody, you start talking to this girl, and from the very beginning, oh, you know, my house rent is coming up next month, and the landlord says they want the advance, and I don't have the money yet. Papa Nkechi, can you help me pay my own house rent? You know this is the beginning of problems going ahead. Because even now, in this relationship of yours, she's already started to ask you for money. Before you came into her life, how was she living? Why can't you also use these things here? You see these nice things here to also earn money for your own self. Add value to your own self and feel good about yourself. Why can't you do that? You know, when the end of the month comes and I pay my own house rent or my own mortgage or whatever, I feel so excited about myself. Why? Because I've achieved something for my own self. I wasn't sitting around waiting for somebody else to come and pay nothing for me. I am my own person and I'm looking after my own self. And so when I meet somebody else who wants to be in a relationship with me, I'm also looking to see this man, does he pay his own house rent? Or does he think that he's coming to live in my house so that I'll pay house rent for him? Those of us sisters, you see somebody who says they are interested in you, and you think that you have to let your guard down and let certain core principles about life go. Oh, it doesn't matter. Let him just move in with me. You know, let him come and live with me. It doesn't matter. After all, I pay my own rent, so it doesn't matter if he comes to live with me. When you start doing that, you should know that how you start is how it will finish. This man has now seen that he doesn't have to do anything. You've moved in with you. He's living in your house. Before he came, you were paying your own house rent. So why should he bother? You've told him by your actions that you can afford to do everything. So do it. Don't complain, no. I don't want to hear no complaining. How you start is how it continues to the end. So if you know that you're not comfortable housing any lazy ass type of man in your home, don't even start it, my sister. If you know that you're not prepared to wash his clothes, wash his socks, in fact, when he comes to your house, you're at the door waiting. Soon as he comes, oh honey, come sit down. Then you take his shoes off, you take his socks off. If you could take his bula matali off and go and wash itself, you do it, but you can't. It's not detachable. When you start doing those kinds of things early on in relationship, you will continue it to the end. Understand that, my sister. If you know it's not something that you can sustain, don't even start it. Ask yourself the question. This man, before I came into his life, how was he living his life? How was he living? And make tactical decisions. But the point I'm making here is that people being hardworking and paying money for their own livelihoods is important. I will never even consider any man, knowing what I know today, that is not living in his own house, paying his own house rent or mortgage or whatever, and say, oh, you know, I think you should come and live with me. I think it will make life so much easier. You just come and live with me. You are not showing to me that you are worthy of being any man that is going to head a home that I'm going to be a part of. And so the big question is a big emphatic no. One of the things that is so important when you're dating somebody or you're thinking or considering about somebody that you want to spend your life with is honesty and sincerity. Very important things. It's with any kind of relationship. If you start the premise of your relationship on the back of lies, such that the person can't even trust the word that comes out of your mouth, this relationship is going to have major issues. Let's say, me now, I'm on the 4th floor of my life. I've been married before, I'm divorced now. Let's say I had 2 children from my previous marriage. Some of my sisters, you think that if you don't lie and conceal the fact that you've had children before, you won't find anybody. So you meet somebody and they tell you they like you and they are in love with you or whatever, and you start lying. Oh, so have you ever had children? No, me. No, I don't have no children. I've never had any children in my life before. How can you hide children? You know, there's certain lies that will just go around in circles and come and tie you in a web. Be honest and speak the God honest truth. If you meet me today, I will tell you, I've been married before. I've been married before. This is not something I can hide. Because when you go into the public records, it's there. I used to be Mrs. Somebody. I'm not anymore. Why am I lying? Like, what's the point in lying? Why? I will tell you, I can't have children. No, I can't. So if you want me, understand that children is not going to come from me. Maybe you've had your own children somewhere already, and you want us to share life together. Oh, hallelujah. Let's do that. But if you're choosing me, understand, we are not going to have no children. I don't know, Alfred. We're not having any children. Okay? No children. Not from me anyway. I will tell you God's honest truth. I come from this family. This is my background. I do this. There are certain things you can't lie about, so don't even start. Now you married this man, and you are hiding your children with your mom or your sister. And you're lying to your husband-to-be or your partner that these children are just, it's my friend, she died, and I'm looking after the children. Why are you lying? Why? Lying about your own flesh and blood. It doesn't even make any sense. And it's not just the sisters, the men do it too. Just be honest about who you are. There are certain things you cannot lie about. You cannot lie about the fact that, you have some kind of family illness. Maybe, in an African setting, there's some people who have issues with your blood type. You have issues. And so if somebody is AS and somebody else is AS, if the two of you come and marry now, there's a big chance, 50% chance of having a child that will have serious issues because that person will now be SS. Sickle cell anemia is something that is common in our own settings. So if you know you are AS, you know it, your blood type, you know it yourself. Why are you hiding it from somebody else who also may potentially be AS? Why? Oh, I love him so much. I can't bear life without him. Can you bear life with having children that have serious issues because of one lie that you told? Can you live with yourself? Can you? Because the probabilities are there. And this is real life experience. And anybody that has children who have suffered or are suffering from sickle cell anemia will tell you, it's not that easy. I have lost so many loved ones, people that I loved so much, to sickle cell anemia. So trust me, I know what I'm talking about. People like that, their life is a completely different life. Their body cannot take too much wahala. So it is imperative that the truth is told from the very beginning. Maybe when you were growing up, you did some things that you're not proud of. You met some men and you had some, abortions back in the day. You know now that having a child is going to be difficult for you because of those things that happen. Maybe you sustained some injury that is permanent. Your tubes are blocked. Something. You can't have children. Instead of telling the man the truth. Saying, look, me, I can't have children. Even just that, without going into specifics, I just can't have children. So that this person knows what they are signing up to from the very beginning. Some of my sisters will not tell and be quiet about it. And then now you get married and you're going through all of these things. The truth always comes out in the end. And now your husband begins to look at you in some type of way. So this woman, if she can lie about this issue, what else is she lying about? Because that's what any normal person will think. When you lie once, what else are you lying about? Some of my brothers, you know that you have issues with impotence. It's not just the women, the men do it too. That you are quiet about it. You were married before. In that relationship, when you and your wife were having medical issues, the doctor told you have low sperm count. You know it, but you keep quiet. You go and marry some other person. You know full well that this person has told you that she wants to have children. You keep quiet. Now you get into this relationship, 1 year, no children, 2 years, no kids, 5 years, no kids. And now you go and investigate and go around full circle. And now the woman discovers that you knew the whole time that you can't have children. That you didn't tell her. She will also be sitting there and be thinking, if he can lie to me about this thing, what else is he lying about? And everything is just one big mess. Be honest and say it as it is. It's one thing that can be a strength and a weakness, but me, I am who I am. My life is like the palm of my hand. I don't have any cause to lie about anything. I can't have children. I've been divorced. Take it or leave it. It's just as simple as that. Some people love you when you're like that, and some people don't. But whatever it is, me, when I go to sleep at night, I know I've told you I can't. So if you're coming in, you know what you're signing up to. You will not come into my house now in my life. We're living this life together and now you're saying, why can't you have children? Didn't I tell you? You will just be shown the door. You get out of my house. And that is the end of the story. Because me, where I've gotten to now, I just want peace and quiet. Anybody and anything that is not giving me peace and quiet, waka pass, out the door. It's as simple as that. And so honesty and being sincere from the very beginning is of utmost importance. Maybe your husband lives abroad. You live in Nigeria. You live in Lagos. You live in Abuja. You live wherever. You live in Accra, Togo, anywhere. You talk to your husband every day. You talk to your boyfriend every day. You guys, you're inseparable. But you didn't tell him yesterday that you were going out with your friends and you were going to a party. Your husband is somewhere thinking that, or your boyfriend is somewhere thinking, oh, my wife is at home. Only to now go and find out in this day of social media that there was this jam and you went there. Somebody put a post or a video on social media. Your husband happened to see it. Your boyfriend happened to see it. And there you were, dancing mapuka, almost naked. But you're trying to create this thing about yourself that you're some holier than thou person. Like there's never been your type ever before in this life. My sister, who are you deceiving? My brother, who are you deceiving? Just be who you are and put it out there from the very beginning so the person knows you for who you are. This thing can even have serious, security issues. That your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife thinks that you are at home. And that's that jam that they went to. Something happened. Somebody came and opened fire. Gunshots were fired. But your wife is sitting here thinking that, oh, my husband, he doesn't like those kind of things. He must be at home. Only to now go and find out that that man that I spoke to that told me he's at home, he went to that jam. Gunshots were fired. And he happened to be one of the victims. Now he's 6 foot under. Or now he's hurt and in hospital. And the whole thing is shocking. Just be honest. Simple as that. And so looking for somebody that speaks the truth and says it as it is important in choosing a lifetime partner. When the truth is all out there, there's nothing ambiguous about anything. Everybody knows what they're getting themselves into and can make that decision about whether they want this or they don't. Look, we're all adults. Right now, we are all adults. So no kind of, cutting corners and trying to be something that you're not. It doesn't make no sense. Just say it as it is. Simple as that. Another very important thing that some of us think is a joke, and we just, this thing too, what does it matter? And I thank tradition that we Africans were like that, is that the person's family history is a very, very important thing. This family that I want to be a part of, who are they? Are they wife beaters? Are they armed robbers? These people, do they have any good name in this town and this village? Are they good people? Do they treat women well? Are they kind to men? What illnesses do they have in their family? This family, when I get into it and have children, will my children have any good character? These things are very important things. Investigations that traditionally families do is for a reason. Because the fact that you met somebody on the streets in Lagos, in Canada, doesn't mean that they don't have a past that is hidden down there in Abuja that you don't know about. You meet somebody in the States. They come from Kenya, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Togo, Cameroon, Sierra Leone. You don't know nothing about them. You don't know where they've come from. What sort of upbringing did this person even have? Is this a man that understands what it means to be a husband? Is this a woman who knows how to show a man love? Because what you don't have, you can't give it. That's just God's honest truth, I'm telling you. What you don't have, you can't give it. I was blessed to have a home with mother and father. I've never hidden it from you. If you've been watching my videos, that's me. I'm a very big daddy's girl, even at my age. On the 4th floor. If I see my father now, oh, he's in big trouble. The only thing I can't do now is to sit on his lap because I'll break his legs. I'm too heavy. But anything else, I will sit next to him. You know, I want to put my head on his chest. You just want to feel that warmth, love, and embrace from your father. I want to sit with him and listen to the sense that he's every bit of wisdom. I want to get that from him. Because I don't even know how much time I have left with him. And that is me. Because right from infancy, this man showed me what it means to have healthy love from a man. What that feels like. He changed my diapers. He fed me. I even bit his finger. The mark is still there. He still reminds you, remember what you did to me. And we laugh about it. Took me to nursery, bring me home, help me do homework. This man that you are claiming you're in love with, does he even know that? What sort of background did this person have growing up? Or was his own father always beating him? That's all he knows. The role of a father is to beat children. So now when you marry him, he's also going to do the same thing to you because monkey see, monkey do. There are so many of my brothers who think that is acceptable behavior because that's all they saw growing up. The father only just came back home drunk, you know, slurring his words. And when the woman asks you, where did you go? Bam, you get it. What do you mean? How dare you question me? With his drunkenness and everything. And then the belt goes out and the woman gets some, the children get the rest. That's the home that you grew up in. Me, I grew up in a home where my father never even lifted a finger. I'll beat you. All you kept hearing, I'll beat you. But he never beat anybody. So how can you compare the two backgrounds? Maybe somebody else, their father was never even there. So they didn't even have no father figure. Whether it's the man or the woman. So she's never had any kind of, you know, sense of knowing what it is to have fatherly love. If you're dating somebody like this, are you ready? Are you ready to understand that this person has big deficits? He doesn't know what it means to have fatherly love, to know how to love other people, his children, and you, the wife. Are you ready for that kind of a commitment? You may think it's a joke, but I'm being dead serious with you here. Because there's so many broken people walking around. All of us, we are broken in something. And if you don't understand the source of the brokenness, it's very difficult for you to even make sense of it, not to talk of living with it. So this is serious conversation for serious-minded people. In our system, we don't think so much about, you know, emotional well-being. But it's a very, very serious thing that must be given the utmost attention. Because imagine me with this background that I've described to you. My mom was the huge disciplinarian. I always say the roles were reversed. My mom was like the, you know, the sergeant in the house. My dad was so compassionate and so loving. My mom was the no-nonsense type. That's not to say my father wasn't. He's ex-military, but, you know, he had daughters. So he was affectionate towards women. And that's the home that I grew up in. Imagine me now, without understanding this man that I've met here, his background, to understand that he didn't have a dad. It was a single parent, the mom, that raised him. So he doesn't have any idea about what it means to be a good man and to be responsible. He doesn't understand none of that. The uncles that he had, they were all sleeping around with other women. You know, they had wives and 10 side chicks and they had children everywhere. So he sees that as normal behavior. You, on the other hand, though, you came from a home where there's mother and father and children. And you're trying to make a life with this sort of person. If you don't understand the issues, how can you make room to be able to cope with this sort of person? Very important. Maybe It's a single, a girl that was raised in a home where it was only papa. There was no mama. Maybe mommy died early. Or mommy and daddy got divorced. Mommy left, said, I can't look after this child. So you were left with your dad by yourself. Maybe you didn't have any good women as role models around your father. Maybe you were tossed from pillar to post. They take you to that auntie, to that cousin, to that grandmother, to your father's side chick, all kinds of big mess. So you're walking around, you're confused.com yourself. You don't know what it means to have a normal, stable family. How can you possibly be able to demonstrate love unless you have taken the trouble to actually go and say, you know what, I don't know this. This is my trauma. I went through this growing up. I want to change. I want to be different. I want to have coaching. I need therapy so that I can clear all those emotional wounds and debris and trauma and all those things out and learn how to form healthy relationships with men or women. Maybe you were raped as a child, and so you hate men with a passion. There's so many women walking around like that. Woe be unto you. My brother, if you go and pick that type of woman, I feel sorry for you. Because in the core of her soul, she hates men with a passion because of what she went through. Maybe it was some gang raping as a young person. And so, you know, she just sees men as, that's how all of them are. They force their way on you and do all kinds of craziness to you. I'm sorry that I'm taking time to this issue because it's something that is very important. I hear too many stories about this thing. And when you dig deep, this is where the source of the issue lies. In the fact that the two people that claim that they want to be lifetime partners never took the trouble to understand what those people saw growing up. Because the fact of the matter is that for us to be responsible, you know, human beings that know how to love other people, it starts from the roots and the foundations. If the foundations are wrong, the person is wrong. Things are not screwed on properly. The truth is the truth. So this girl was gang raped as a child. Always grew up seeing men just taking things willy-nilly from her because she was powerless to do anything. That's the mindset that she has about men. Now she's grown up. She's met innocent, you know, Mr. Peter. Mr. Michael. Met honest Mr. Michael somewhere. He grew up in a home where, you know, Papa and Mama were there and he had all the love and thing. Now you're with this girl. Even when you touch her, she flinches because, that's just, it just brings back something that happened 40 years back in time. And so she doesn't want you to touch her in any way, shape, or form. If you don't understand these core fundamental things I'm telling you about today, you're going to struggle. At least when you understand the person that you're with and why they are the way they are, you can help them to become better people, if that is what you want to do. And if you know that you can't cope with it, you waka pass. Because you know this thing, I can't live with it. So let me go and find somebody who is also emotionally stable like myself because of the upbringing they had. And not go and put up with somebody who isn't emotionally available, doesn't understand, is broken, but hasn't fixed themselves. The issue isn't with the fact that you were broken, because we can't do anything about where we're from or the backgrounds that we had, unfortunately. But what you can do something about is to say to yourself that I'm not going to allow the past that I had to ruin the rest of my life. And so I'm going to seek help, coaching, counseling, therapy, so that I can get better. I feel so sorry for you if you were raped as a boy or as a girl. I was watching some documentaries in the beginning of this week. I saw many young boys, because their parents were so busy, they were left at the hands of maids. And not all maids that came to live with your parents were good people. Some of them were using your sons. They are this thing for something. They were the ones that initiated your sons into all kinds of things. And so now men think, you know, yeah, let me just dish it out. Because they at the time when they should have learned that, look, this is a sacred thing. Let me keep it holy and clean. I have the decision to make about who I give it to. They didn't have that. Some of the mates that some of our parents had growing up, they were pulling your son's this thing and doing all kinds of things with your son when you were out there. And it's the same with the women. Some of the girls had other maids teaching them all kinds of things. House boys doing things to your daughters without you knowing. There's so many traumas. And there's a space and a time coming for us to address all of those different types of issues. But today, what I'm talking about here is that if you're choosing a lifetime partner, you want to understand the person that you're deciding on. What did they see growing up? Who are they? Who did they grow up around? Did they have father and mother? What kind of home did they have? Let them tell you stories. And be quiet and listen. Look at their body language. What they're saying to you. It has a lot of things that you can unravel from all of that mess. If there was a mess. Let me tell you something. The woman that gave birth to me, my mother, she was unfortunately robbed of her mom at the age of 10. I'm just using it as an example. And she gave birth to me. She went through so much with her other siblings, not just her, all of them. They went through some hardcore stuff. Imagine not having a mother at that age. Their father did the best that he could, how he knew. Don't forget that he also saw certain things growing up. So what he saw is what he did. Hard life. My mom, I love to bits. I love her so much. But because of the upbringing she had, if you're looking for a mother that was, you know, overly pampering you, you sit on her lap and all of those things, she was not that. I'm not saying she didn't love me. She gave everything for me. Because of what she went through, it was a double-edged sword. She was determined that none of my daughters will ever go through anything at the hands of anybody because of lack of money. So my mother, she sold her cloth, her dresses, her clothes to put me through school with her own husband. I saw the two of them lying in their bed, counting. Okay, so we'll use this one to pay the electric bill, and we'll use this one for water bill, and we'll use this one for this. Almost 50 years on, they're still together. But the point I'm making here is that that woman, because of what she went through, if you want that, you know, lovey-dovey kind of mommy, she wasn't like that. She wasn't. It didn't mean she didn't love me. She did. But that was what she had to go through. She didn't have a mom. How can she know how to do mommy things when she didn't have a mom at the time when she needed the mom the most? In order for my father to be able to live with somebody like that, he has to understand the background that his wife had. The fact that the mother, the wife did not have a mother. And so everything she is who she is. My father came from a broken home. Many women, lots of children. They pay this one school fees, they don't pay that one. My dad grew up rough. My father would tell me, I never even wore shoe, until I was well into my teenage. Going to Fancy school is when I wore shoe for the first time. That is the person I call a father. So growing up in that kind of environment, he went through a difficult time. Had to go to military school, to the military, just to be able to afford to go to school, to become the person that he became and gave birth to me and my siblings. What is the point I'm making here? How did it happen that somebody that had all that chaos was able to become a gentle, loving father? You know, that was the softy of the two. Because he realized and he decided that he was going to learn how to be a kind father, how to father girls, how to be stern but be loving at the same time. And he was. That was just how it was. The point I'm making here is that we are all broken in one way or another. You never had a mom. Your mom maltreated you. Your mom was so. There are some girls whose mothers, when they saw that their fathers, their husbands loved their daughters, they got jealous because they felt that this affection, I deserve it. I am the one that sleeps in his bed. Why is he holding his daughter like that? Why is he loving his daughter like that? And so it brought some kind of rivalry between the wife and her own daughter, because she felt the daughter was getting too much attention. If you're a woman and that's the background you had, always feeling that, you know, because your dad loved you, your mom hated on you, there are certain characteristic features that you have because of that. We are all shaped by what we see and the environments that we grew up in. If you're deciding that you want Uncle Sam, it is your job to understand who Uncle Sam is fully before you get involved with him. If Uncle Sam doesn't know how to love, if he's not the lovey-dovey self like me, I like, you know, hands-on, touchy-feely sort of person. If you go and date some kankpe man who doesn't know anything about affection, you hold him, he thinks by touching him, oh, it means you want mama and papa to go on. How can you even live with somebody like this? When you watch TV together, you can't put your legs on him. What is this? What are you doing? What is this? Take your legs off me. This is what you're going to be living with. Are you ready to live with that? A man that when you put your head on his chest, leave me alone, leave me alone. What is this? Can you live with that? Eh? Or a woman that when you touch her, she flinches because it takes her back to that time when somebody took advantage of her and did something to her. Can you live with that? Have you taken the trouble to understand why people are the way they are? To decide whether this is something that you want or not. Oh, he loves me. He's such a handsome man. I love his six-pack. Oh, when he smiles, there's this gap in his teeth. It's so amazing. Yeah. But you can't put your head on his chest, though, just to be affectionate. You can't hold hands. What is this? Are you a child? What is this? Can you live with that? Can you? Because this is the rest of your life, oh. If you grew up in a home where you could always go lie on your father's chest and you hold your hand when you're crossing the road, and you go and pick that one, and you don't understand where the person is coming from. Oh, Sister Hassana, I know it's a choice, but make that choice an informed choice, because you know that that is what it is and you've accepted that that's what it is. But a lot of us don't do the investigation even to understand where the person is coming from. But we have our own expectations. How comes this man doesn't know that it's okay for a man to hold a woman's hand? Why can't he open the car door for me when we go somewhere and, you know, it's affectionate? How comes he doesn't know that? He doesn't know it because he didn't have that. And so it's a choice, it's true, but you've decided that you're going to put up with it because you've understood that that is what he saw growing up. And he can't change it unless he makes a conscious effort to want to change. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that because somebody had a rough upbringing, they are damaged goods, so you shouldn't touch them. No, but understand that that's what it is, so that you know what you're dealing with. And you have the strategies in place to cope with that kind of behavior. Because it's very disappointing for somebody like me to now go and pick somebody I expect, because we all expect that all the men out there have to know that women like affection. But if he hasn't seen affection before, I'm sorry, but he can't give you that. And if you don't understand that, you can start your marriage or whatever committed relationship not understanding and getting so frustrated that the person that you've chosen is not the way you want him to be. Because he doesn't understand affection. It's as simple as that. He can't give you what he doesn't have. There are some men who were never hugged growing up. They never had any woman or man ever show them any kind of affection ever. For them in their life growing up, if one day passed and they didn't get no beating, it was like, you know, heaven on earth. If you don't understand these things, it's very difficult for you, coming from a very lovey-dovey family, to now put up with somebody like that. Because you think, what is this weird kind of man? I'm talking from experience. What is this weird kind of man? So this simple thing too, can't he just do it? No, he can't. Because he never saw it grow up. Growing up, he never had that. So how is he going to be affectionate to you when he doesn't know that? How is she going to know how to love a man when she never had that growing up herself? So understand what you're getting yourself into. If somebody is not emotionally available, and that is something that is that much of an important feature for you, it's either the person goes to work on themselves or you leave it alone, because you're just breeding confusion, disappointment, anger, frustration, because the person can't speak your love language and give you what you want. Love languages is another topic. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about that one. Before I wrap up today, because there's so many things to think about. Today we've talked about being God-fearing or believing in a higher source, ensuring that your goals align in that sense. We've talked about picking a hard-working man or woman. We've talked about honesty and sincerity, and we're talking about emotional issues along the lines of understanding the person's family history and what they saw growing up. But before I wrap this up today, a few things that I wanted to say. You've been sitting here, you've been listening to this video. At least, I'm sure that you've learned something from what I've said today. Please do me the favor of just pressing the share button and sharing this video on your personal profile page, because somebody else needs to hear what we've talked about today. If you love me, it doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything. Just press the share button and share this video. The more you share the video, the more you engage, you comment, you like, you do all those things. That is how social media, Facebook or whatever, this video goes out there for more people to see it and also learn a thing or two from it. Let's not be selfish. If you come somewhere and there's content that is worth hearing, please, if you can't do anything for me, at least press the share button. Number 2, most of you who've been here in recent times, I've been hearing this girl talk about redox signaling molecules and how redox has helped me with my health journey, blah, blah, blah. If you want more information, ask for it. Because in 2024, it will help you if you sort out your health and have better outcomes in that area of your life. You won't be able to achieve anything if you don't prioritize your health and well-being in 2024. Maybe you've heard me talk about it, but you don't even know what it is. You can always message me. Type in the word redox, and you and I can have a conversation back and forth. My cellular health coach is Pastor Patience Edwards. Her name on social media is Patience O. Edwards. Go and follow her. She can also go and ask her, and she can tell you everything you need to know. She doesn't have a lot of time. And so please, some of you have heard it already. You're ready. You want to go and go ahead and order the products and start using it. Go and contact her. Follow her page. She does some amazing stuff on her platform. Patience O. Edwards. Go, and she will teach you everything you need to know about it. You can even watch some of her videos on her platform. She talks about redox a lot, and you learn a lot from her. If you're looking to talk to me, because I get a lot of messages from people telling me, I want to talk to you, I want to talk to you. Okay, you can talk to me. Go to www.sikaeducates.com. Book yourself a talking session and come and let's sit down and talk. And no, it's not free. I don't do free talking sessions with anybody. I ain't got no time. So if you're really serious about wanting to talk to me, the only way to do that, apart from us talking here on video, like this, www.sikaeducates.com. I'll put it in the comment section when I'm done. The last thing, before I finish this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get this word all over the place. It has about 700 and something people already. Go and be the 700 and something on that platform if you love me. For those of you who sent me stars, may the heavens bless you. Those of you who engaged, God bless you. Those of you who have commented, I've seen all of you, your love hearts, everything. God bless you. But the last thing that I want to talk about today, before we end this video, I said there's so many things to consider. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We will come back with part 2, part 3, and we'll keep going till we've exhausted most of the things that we need to talk about. But the last thing that I want us to talk about today is that you need to find somebody that has decided, because it's in the mind, the mindset that they're coming into this relationship as a partner in the marriage or relationship of yours. Pick somebody whose goals align with yours. What do I mean? There are some women who have decided that marriage is just for them to enrich themselves. They have not come and do debi, which means they are coming to struggle with you so that one day you can enjoy the life. They have come and they are looking for ready-made men who have everything. They've bought house, they drive Land Cruiser, they are in this and that. That is what they are looking for. They want a bin waha. Thing is ready. It's ready-made, ready for me to come and enjoy. That's what some people want. So if you're looking for somebody to share life with, you are all going to hustle together and then enjoy the life later on. You have no business with a bin waha type of woman or man. Ready-made. There are some men today, it's not only the women, the men do it too. This family, this man, the daughter is a senator, and the mother is a doctor. This person has position and credibility. Oh yeah, I want this family. And so my brother, my sister, If you know who you are and what you're looking for, you have no business with somebody who is not in the same place in their mind as you. Pick somebody whose goals align with yours. Let's just be realistic here. If you're in your 20s, chances are that you've just come out of university and maybe you've worked for a year or two, and you're young and you're just looking for somebody to share your life with. You're now going to share that life. So you're all going to now start life together. So there's no high expectations because you're all broke-ass students that have come out of uni looking for a job. The expectations are different. People who are older that are looking for people to spend money on. If you're in your 50s, you've already made a name for yourself. You've bought your house, you have your car, you have everything. You have a pension fund and everything. And you decide that you want a younger model to be flaunting around as your Gucci wife. Why not? Do what floats your boat. That Gucci wife is also coming in, understanding that this is an older man. Maybe all I can get is a quarter round every 3 months because that's all he can do at his age. So at least you understand though what you're getting yourself into. And you don't have any unrealistic expectations about what life has to offer you with that choice that you've made. You cannot come and marry a 60-year-old man and be expecting that he will stay up all night and give you monkey style, kangaroo style, zebra style, lizard style, and still be able to wake up in the morning and be breathing. Understand that. Likewise, if you're picking somebody younger that is near your age, unless they are witches and wizards or they come from a very affluent family, you are not marrying those people thinking that your classmates that you sat in the same class with in their 25, 28, 30 years have already built mansion, have 10 cars of their own that they didn't get from their parents. Unless they are some kind of ritualists. If they don't have affluent family backgrounds, I don't know how in their 30s they already have all these things that you are looking for. So sometimes we need to manage our expectations and go out with people whose goals align with yours. And it has to do with where the person is at in their life. Maybe me in my 40s, I'm looking for some sugar daddy who's going to give me everything because he's already made. He doesn't need anything. Maybe that's what I want. You don't know. But whatever decision you make, you also have to understand that those kinds of positions also come with a type of consequences. If you go and marry somebody 20 years your senior, I don't know what you're going to talk about. Because somebody in the 60s, their mindset is different from you in the 80s and 90s. My father's background is different from my own. Even the types of music we listen to, very different. So we can relate to each other as father and daughter. Husband and wife, it will be hard. Because I don't understand him. He will also not understand me. So let's just be reasonable. We'll talk more about this in the next video, but let's just be reasonable about the sorts of decisions we're making and the choices of people we're picking so that we keep it clean and there's no disappointment on either side. Can I come and marry somebody 30, 40 years your senior and be crying foul? This man, he can't even do this. Come on, 1 round, he can't even do it. 5 minutes on top of me and he's breathing like a pregnant fish. How did you want him to breathe, Nko? What did you want him to feel like? How did you want him to be? When you're married to somebody your father or grandfather's age, what are you expecting? Think about it. What matters to you? Some people just want money. Fine, if that's what you want, that's fine. But understand that if you're marrying an older man who is giving you everything you need, he will also control your life. So if you think you can be smart and take money from an older man and then go and give it to a young boy your age, you know, and be hiding around the place and be doing all kinds of shakara with him, you're either cutting your own life short or you're cutting his life short. So decide. I watched this video and listened to this story about a girl who was married to an older man, 20-something years her senior. The guy couldn't do mama and papa well how she liked it. So she went and got this fitness guy, fitness trainer, in the area. And every time, oh yeah, I'm training, I have to look sexy for you. This man had area boys all over the place watching this girl because, you know, they know. Then it turned out that this fitness trainer, whilst he was helping her gain fitness, he was also helping her gain fitness. Yeah, they were doing both of them together. This guy came and warned this fitness trainer, if I see you with my wife again, you won't like what will happen to you. Oh, this old man too, what can he do? One day the girl came there again. They changed location. They went somewhere else to do their other things, other business. Any other business. Yeah, they went to do it somewhere else. Whilst they were there doing it, oh, she was enjoying it and screaming, harder, give it to me harder. There was a knock on their door. He got up, opened the door, and was met with bullets all over him, right in front of her, so that it will traumatize her too. They didn't do anything to her, but she lay there and saw it all happen. Now who caused her? These people all had things covering their faces. They left. Now they are going to blame you because you were the one seen with him. And that was her lesson too from all of this. Was it worth it? She was married to a rich man. She was in the latest Range Rover, living in story building, mansion, maid servants everywhere. But she didn't have a life because the man couldn't even do cockroach style with her. He's in his 60s, going to 70. He has heart condition. He can't do any excitement too much. Otherwise, he'll be 6 foot under. This, to me, is torture. So pick your battles and know what you can deal with. If you know you want to marry a rich man that is already made, maybe you should put super glue on your apple and seal it. Take all the feelings out of you and walk around. Enjoy your money. I don't have any problem with you. But understand that when you're picking that kind of a man, it also comes with its own ramifications. And so let's just keep it realistic here. You want to share life with somebody, there will be good times and there will be not so good times. It is all part of the sharing of the life. When you understand that, and you're really going in for the right reasons because you're in love with them and you want to actually work together as a team, you're definitely sure to succeed. Not when one person has this mind, the other person is, one person is looking east, the other person is looking west. It doesn't work like that. A word to the wise is enough. I hope you've learned something. I hope you shared this video. And I hope that we will come back for part 2 and continue this conversation because there's so many things that we have to talk about. Today is just, kind of like warm-up session. We'll come back with other sessions of the same and continue talking. Please share this video. I love you so much. My name is Sika. You know it. Have a fantastic day. Thank you all so much for watching, for sharing, for liking, for commenting. Let's grow this platform so that we can all have fun here. And if you need to talk to me, sikaeducates.com. www.sikaeducates, one word. Sika, S-I-K-A, educates with an S on the end, .com. And you get hold of me. I love you so much. Have a fantastic day. God bless you. And take care of yourself. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye, everybody.